Welcome to the Audiobook Lovin Podcast, discussing all things audiobooks, the narrators that perform them, and the authors that write the stories. Including a special series with Narrator Shane East, the Audiobook Lovin Podcast is brought to you by Viviana, Enchantress of Books. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Audiobook Lovin Podcast. Hope everyone has had a great week, or if it was a little challenging, woohoo weekend. I'm so glad you guys are back and joining us again. I will include a link to last episode for the podcast, which was also our launch. But exciting news, we're also now on Spotify. Make sure to follow us there to get notifications of the next episode. Wanted to start off by asking, what are you guys listening to? I'm almost done listening to The WALLFLOWER Wager, which is the third book in the Girl Meets Duke series by Tessa, and it's narrated by the awesome Mary Jane Wells. If you haven't listened to her narrate, you have to. She is phenomenal. I adore her performance, and I need to get more books that she's narrated. This series actually is my first venture into a Tessa books, and I've enjoyed every one of them, all three, though I will admit the first book, The Duchess Deal, is still my favorite. If you like historicals with strong women, steaminess, a great story, and brilliantly performed by the narrator, you must listen to this series. Now, don't forget in the comments below, let me know what you're listening to. I wanted to share with you a great conversation I had with fellow friend, fellow blogger, fellow audiobook lover, Felicia Sparks, aka the Geeky Blogger. She's also the organizer of the Sultry Listens Awards, which the winners were announced a few weeks ago. I asked Felicia to join me again for this year's Audiobook Lovin series, and this year's topic was sharing our top 5 narrators. That was a task and a half to narrow it down to our 5, but we did it. So make sure to check out that interview if you guys are curious. Part of the conversation we had included a segment about our favorite audiobook group on Facebook, Aural Fixation. Truly, it's a great group filled with awesome people from all over the world, and we know for sure we all have one thing in common. We all love audiobooks. We had so much fun and so much to discuss about our favorite narrators that I had to cut out that segment, but I'm sharing with you today.
Aural Fixation.
Yes.
They're in that group all the time. And I love that group because it's mostly listeners. Yeah, there's narrators in there and they do lives and whatever. But if you look at the daily posts from that group, it is all listeners just sharing their love of romance. And I love that. I love that there's a safe place for us to go and be like, oh yeah, I love that.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or when you're so excited about a book and you just want to let everybody know how awesome it is and they get you.
Yeah. Whereas Twitter is all like, what? What?
Yeah. They might have family and friends that are like, what is it that this group does? Or what is it you're doing in the month of June? And they just don't get it. The idea that I can go in there and, share that I, discovered a new narrator, or, oh my God, I'm listening to this, or, the support that they've given me for this series, where I go to a place where I know that like minds are going to enjoy and appreciate what I'm doing with this Audiobook Lovin series. It's just great. It's such a great place. I love that group. And the same thing with the romance narrators. They've all at one point or another been a guest of mine and will continue to be guests. I support them and love them tremendously. I love that they're also going to conventions lately now. For the past 3 years or 4 years.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I am absolutely thrilled. But with the Aural Fixation girls, since we're calling out people we love, let's just give a shout out to Genevieve, Lydia, Caroline, and Judy. Yes. They do such an amazing job.
They do.
And I love it because they let me promote, so they'll let us promote. Yes. Now, not just me. They'll let us promote Sultry Listeners, and they're very encompassing of the whole romance audio group.
Yeah. I am taken aback by how great they are, too, because it takes a lot of work. I've managed, groups before.
I can't even imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that
their group is 7,000 people.
Yeah.
7,000 people.
They just celebrated 7,000 members of that group. But just like some of those graphics that they do with just the covers of like back-to-back of the releases for that week. And I'm a graphic designer. I know how to do this fairly quickly, but that's still a lot of work. And to do it every week, to share that love and the passion that they have for audiobooks is phenomenal.
And then to do, and then they do lives every Sunday.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know that I could give up my every Sunday.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot.
They are fantastic.
They are. They're great. And I know that they have, I'm hoping I get it. I think I know is it Love in Vegas? The convention in October?
Yes.
That they're bringing a bunch of narrators. So the fact that they're actually working with the narrators to be a bit more in the public eye is phenomenal.
So they did it last year for Love in Vegas. And so this is their, I believe, second or third year doing it at Love in Vegas. But it is absolutely phenomenal. If y'all are not part of the Aural Fixation group, I know I post their link often. I know Viviana does too. And we will both post it when this comes live.
Yep.
You got to join. If you are an audiobook romance lover, which if you're listening to us, you kind of got to be. Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no reason.
Yeah. But even that group is great for people that are just diving in. There's been lately, because they just grew to 7,000, there's a lot of people that are starting their journey into the love of audiobooks. And they can say, I'm looking for fill in the blank for the genre. Or in anything from the steaminess to the, oh my God, to the what they call quote unquote clean, which I hate that term, but that's another conversation.
No, I'm with you on that. Yeah. I'm just like,
no, exactly. But there's a 7,000 people that can provide you with suggestions and recommendations. And again, that solidarity that you're not the only one that loves them that much is always a valid point.
Can we call Queen inspirational, not Queen?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good. Like I said, you and I can talk about that. Yeah. Exactly. I hope so.
Yeah, no. So, but there's a place, it's a safe place for everybody.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody. And they don't let stuff slide.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if somebody posts something that is out of line, they will quickly shut that down.
Yeah. And I love Lydia's don't be a dick. I just love that.
Yeah. She's like, don't.
Just don't. Yeah. I mean, they're on top of it. That's definitely a group that I've recommended to people. There you have it. If you love audiobooks, I highly recommend you join the Aural Fixation group. Lots of fun, and of course, a topic that we all love, audiobooks. Link will be within the description below. In case you're wondering, Shane is off on holiday abroad. He has been sharing some of his adventures on Twitter. If you're not following him there, though, you should really, it's been fun. He'll be at the Rare London signing, along with other narrators, including Ava Lucas, Andi Arndt, Zachary Weber, Grace Grant, and Kit Swan. I think that's everyone. If I missed anyone, I'm so sorry. I still love you. Fingers crossed that he'll be able to interview either the narrators or the authors for Shane East Meets. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to hear all about his trip once he is stateside again. Speaking of Shane, I wanted to give a shout out to Lauren Blakely. She just published Instant Attraction, a novella. It's part of the Always Satisfied series. This is going to be the 4th book. It says, grab your popcorn and devour this ensemble romance of 3 interconnected couples whose lives intersect as they fall in love. The Kindle book is currently available and it's free. The audiobook is going to be coming soon and it is part of the Whisper Sync. So if you get the Kindle, you can get the audiobook for $7.47. The audiobook release date is September 23rd and it's narrated by Andi Arndt, Sebastian York, Vikas Adam, Shane East, Emma Wilder, and Hilary Huber. Cannot wait for this release. So that's it for episode 2. Make sure that you're following us on our social media platforms. Subscribe to the Viviana Enchantress of Books newsletter. And let me know what you're listening to. And until next time, happy listening. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on the Audiobook Lovin Podcast, hosted by Viviana Enchantress of Books. For links and more info about today's episode or the Audiobook Lovin series, visit vivianaenchantressofbooks.com. Please consider leaving a review wherever you listen to the podcast if you've enjoyed today's episode. Until next time, happy listening.